Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Grant F here again. Today I wanted to talk about the next film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe series, the Phase 2 of the Avengers. Started with Iron Man 3, and now we're continuing on to Thor: The Dark World. This was a really solid sequel. I actually liked this a lot better than the first one. Uh, Basically, to get into the plot of this film, guys, Thor has been away from Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's character, for I think about 2 years. I think is the time frame that they put it at. He's been, quelling with war, in Asgard and the Nine Realms. Been trying to, get rid of all these threats that are threatening the Nine Realms, and he's basically been away at war, and all this time the Bifrost was damaged, so he obviously couldn't return because he wrecked it, hit it with his hammer in the first one. It's now repaired and fully functional, and he comes back to Earth to see Jane when an event happens where you find out at the beginning of the film, thousands of years ago, there were these creatures called Dark Elves that wanted nothing more but to suck the universe up in darkness, and using a weapon called ether. And somehow Natalie Portman and her hilarious intern, Kat Dennings, stumble upon this event in London where these trucks are like floating in this warehouse, and they would like drop a shoe through a hole, and it would drop and it would like fall and then continue to fall through again, like really weird. And somehow Natalie Portman gets sucked into this alternate dimension and gets infected with ether, and now Malekith the Accursed, which is the main villain of this film, wants the ether for himself, and so he basically wages an all-out attack against Asgard, which forces Thor's hand, unfortunately, to rely on an old enemy, Loki. Loki has been imprisoned in Asgard dungeon for his crimes on Earth, against the attack in New York in the film The Avengers. And basically, Thor, out of desperation, has to go to him for help because Loki has, a few tricks up his sleeve, as the god of mischief always does. As far as the characters go, hands down, Tom Hiddleston, Loki, he steals the show. He is just such a likable villain. He is just so, sneering and just conniving, and you don't know what to expect from him, just because he's such a trickster, and he's just great at just torturing Thor and the antagonists in the movie. He's just a great villain, a very memorable villain. I wish there was more of him in this film. As far as Malekith, the new villain, goes, he's not bad. He's just not terribly memorable. In fact, I think Loki probably has more lines than he does. He's in the film, very briefly, not like in a flashback to the beginning, and then closer towards the end, and a little bit in the middle. But didn't really have that many menacing lines, to Thor. The Accursed was badass, though. The Accursed was, it was basically like this glowing lava rock that they would crush, and it would turn these people into these huge beasts that could just friggin' destroy anyone or anything. And the guy, I can't remember the actor's name or the character's name that played the Accursed in this one. It was one of Malekith's friends, or like right hand guys, but he turns him into the Accursed, and it was friggin' awesome, especially that prison break in the Asgard dungeons. That scene was really cool. Anthony Hopkins was great as Thor's father, Odin. He gives, I think, a much more grounded performance because something really tragic happens in this film, and it causes him to, take drastic actions. And I think Anthony Hopkins just had a better presence in this film than he did in the last one. Chris Hemsworth, of course, as Thor. What can you say? This guy is he's just a born movie star. He just looks great on camera. He's a great actor. Heard great things about him in the film Rush, Ron Howard film about these two race car drivers based on true story. Have not seen that one yet, but I've heard that he was phenomenal in that film. And, you know, it's no different in this. He's just great. He is Thor. Chris Hemsworth is fucking Thor. As far as any problems I had with the film, I thought I thought the film was really solid, but there was some humor that kind of didn't fit very well or kind of took you out of the film, particularly with Kat Dennings. I love her. I think she's hilarious, and I think she gives a lot of comedic moments to the film when it gets real, you know, a little too intense. But sometimes she can get a little obnoxious, but not like, you know, overly obnoxious. Not like Jar Jar Binks or anything like that. But she's, you know, I liked her character in the first Thor, and I liked her in this one. I thought she was a welcome comedic relief. There's some plot holes here and there involving, like, you know, some characters getting out of situations or cheating death, and I was just kind of like, you know, what? Like, it was kind of hard for me to follow. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll be explained more in Guardians of the Galaxy or Avengers 2, you know, Age of Ultron. But, oh, by the way, you guys definitely want to stick around for the end credits. There are some two really cool scenes. One involving a prelude to Guardians of the Galaxy, involving Benicio del Toro, which was really cool, really strange scene. Really seems like a really bizarre, twisted character. And also one involving Jane Foster and Thor, Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth sharing a little romantic moment at the end that was pretty cool and really funny too. But yeah, all in all, guys, you know, I loved this film. I thought it was a lot better than the first one, and the first one was really good. So I mean, this was definitely a step up. The action, especially when it was on Asgard, like during the attack when the Dark Elves are attacking Asgard. I mean, there's just ships shooting. There's like lasers, turrets. I mean, it looks so epic. It looks so friggin' amazing. The visual effects were just incredible. Would definitely recommend this film if you guys are fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you're a fan of Marvel Comics, of the previous film Thor, of the film The Avengers, you guys would love Thor: The Dark World. Definitely recommend it. Stay tuned for my next review, guys. Again, as I promised, I will be doing a review for, you know, screw it, I'll just go ahead and say it. I will be doing a review for Jaws. That was going to be my next review. But I've got one review that I've got to cover right after this one, because I actually just saw it today. So you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more reviews. And I'll catch you guys later.